everybody, and welcome to the Two Player Podcast with Matt Likes Games and Ham Solo. Enjoy the show. Everybody, and welcome to the Two Player Podcast with Matt Likes Games and Ham Solo. Enjoy the show. And welcome to the Two Player Podcast with Matt Likes Games and Hamathy Solo. Enjoy the show. Everybody, and welcome to the Two Player Podcast with Matt Likes Games and Ham Solo. Enjoy the show.
Okay, hello everybody, and welcome back to another episode of the Two Player Podcast with myself, Matt Likes Games, and Ham Solo 05. What are you up to, bud? How's it going?
Shitty. My back hurts.
Yeah.
I'm not in a very good mood today.
Yeah. I get that, man.
Is killing me. Other than that, I'm happy to be here with you on time today because I didn't realize yesterday, but my daughter had a early day out of school, so I had to go pick her up at 1 and be here ready by 1:15. That was a
Damn.
pain in the butt, but that's not always gonna be like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, I'm still loving on Starfield. I'm finna try out Cocoon and see what it is because I heard it's a puzzle type game, and I like puzzle games, so I'm gonna
Yeah.
give it a shot.
Yeah.
Nice Doom Cup. I see that. Nice.
Right. I know, dude. I notice every time I have this drink when I'm on stream. I don't know if it's like this off stream. I'm not really paying attention. I notice every time I'm on stream, the Doom thing is like perfectly placed on the side. Every time I drink out of this cup, and I don't do that on purpose. I really don't. But
Sure.
it is the way it is. Well, I mean, Microsoft, give me some money, I guess. Or Mike in the chat, give me some money. I know you like Doom as well. Give me some money, Mike, for my Doom cup. But we are here, like Ham said. There's a lot going on. I mean, I guess to keep what I've been up to brief. I mean, Starfield, Cyberpunk. That's really about it. Ham mentioned Cocoon. There's a few games that have hit Game Pass that I would like to try. Like especially this last month, but it's just like, dude, Starfield is it's got me. It's just got me. I've barely been able to pull myself away from it to play Cyberpunk like properly. So I'm in it for the long haul with that game, but there's a bunch of stuff to play. I know Gotham Knights just hit Game Pass. You just said Cocoon. I mean, Sea of Stars, that's a game I'll never play because that's not my kind of game, but apparently it's like one of the best games ever made or whatever. Apparently. So, I mean, it's weird. It's a weird time, but it's a fun time. But as far as news goes, I mean, we've got some stuff to talk about here, but I want to get in really quick. I talked to you briefly about it before the show started, but the new update, the update to Red Dead Redemption on PS5 only, where you can play it at 60 FPS, which, I mean, hey, that's fantastic for PS5 owners, but what are we doing for Xbox? Is kind of my question. Because you didn't even release the game on Xbox.
Yeah, that's interesting. So so you didn't release it on Xbox because there's a backwards compatibility version, which I mean can't be mad at that. Backwards compatibility is good, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, I feel like it's just a little weird because the parity just didn't seem to matter at
No.
all. So it's just like get what you can while we give newer or I guess more polished stuff somewhere else. That's kind of weird to me.
Yeah, and
It's very inconsistent as well because it's just like you got this Switch version that's gonna be something.
yeah.
You got this Series X version, or let's keep it real, 360 version that's running on the Series X at 4K, and you know, or at 1080p on the Series S. And then on the PS5, you have it at 4K and 60. It's just like, man, like y'all are doing the least for this game. You guys
Yeah.
really are doing the least for what I would consider a masterpiece type game.
Yes, I would
Which
too.
is weird to me. So I mean, like, sure, if you want to do that, I'd say at least bare minimum offer like a patch version for the Series X and make it like $10.
I would buy that for $10. I would easily buy
You
that.
know what I'm saying?
100%.
Like I'm not advocating for
Price gouging.
paying. Yeah, I'm not advertising for director's cuts or anything like that. I'm not trying to, at least. But hey,
Yeah.
if you know people are gonna play it on the newer consoles or whatever, at least try to keep it as parity as possible and say, yo, this will be this amount on the series consoles if you have the 360 version, but if you want the deluxe version that brings you this 60 FPS as well, it's an extra $10 on top of whatever we're charging currently for the 360 version of Red Dead Redemption. And if you already own the game, just pay the $10 for the patch and you're good to go. Like,
Yeah.
to me, it's pretty simple.
Yeah. And here's the thing, this is the version of the game, like whenever there was a Red Dead remaster rumored, when that was still a rumor, I was like, all it needs is 60 FPS and I will buy it. And like I set the bar so low. Like that's all it needs and I will buy it. So here's the thing. I mean, when Black Friday rolls around, game's probably going to be on sale. If they haven't figured out what's happening on Xbox, I'll buy it on PlayStation. I will
There
1,000%
it
buy
is.
it on PlayStation
Nothing
because
wrong with that.
I'm
Do what you gotta
trying
do.
to play that game at 60 FPS. I need to. So I mean, hey, kudos to them for at least having a 60 FPS mode now. But bring it to all the consoles. Let's do everybody a favor and bring it to all the consoles that can handle it, please. But that was I guess the biggest news of today, kind of, because we've also got, or actually, you know what? Screw it, we'll get into Forza because Forza, I don't know if you saw the reviews or not today, but the Forza reviews have dropped. I think it's sitting, let me refresh the page. I think it's sitting at an 84. Yep, it's still an 84 on Metacritic, which is pretty good. Pretty good, but what are your thoughts?
Is it good? Is it good historically though?
Is it good historically? Well, that's a good question because what was Forza
In
Motorsport 7?
comparison to the other Forzas?
Let me see.
Because a lot of people want to say, is it better than GT7? And to me, that's like, I understand that sentiment, but that's not the best way to compare it.
Yeah, let me look for that Forza Motorsport 7 Metacritic. Forza Motorsport 7 on Metacritic, if it loads, is an 86. So,
Okay, so it's pretty much on par around that area.
yeah,
I'd say that's fine.
Yeah,
That's fine. 84. Okay, that's fine.
I'm fine with that.
It'd be different if it was like a 92 for Forza Motorsport 7 or like a 93 or 4, and this one is 10 points below. Then
Yeah.
I'd be like, all right, so what happened? But 2 points, whatever.
Yeah, I don't think Motorsport's ever reviewed like Horizon reviews in a different league than Motorsport historically. It's just kind of in a different ballpark. Like even
Which is
Motorsport
weird.
6. Motorsport 6 is an 87. Still a great score, but it's like it's not quite Horizon. So an 84 for Motorsport, that's not bad. Plus it's it's one of those games, it gets better over time because it's a full reboot. It's supposed to be a platform for Motorsport going forward, so it's like this could be the game that rides us through the whole generation, honestly. Like how they had Motorsport 6 to start Xbox One and Motorsport 7 to close it. We're just probably going to have Motorsport for series consoles.
The point of the name change,
Exactly. So, hats off to the team. They're getting some very well-deserved reviews, it seems like. Do you know what else got reviews that I wasn't expecting? Did you see the reviews for Mirage?
Yeah, it's surprisingly low.
Yeah, like it's not bad, but it's just like
it's not surprisingly low for a bad game. It's just surprisingly low for what I would have thought would be a mid 80s game. It got a mid 70s score, and I was just like, oh, okay, but I don't know. I feel like the new Assassin's Creed's been around so long that bringing it back like this turned some people off.
Yeah, I can see that.
the new lovers of it, right? I mean, it's like, imagine going from,
What's up, Lady
you know,
Foxfire?
imagine going from like, Mario side scrolling from like the Nintendo NES and Super NES and whatnot, getting Mario 64 and then going back
The
to
side scrolling.
Super Mario World. Like it's still great, but the people that have the nostalgia for it will be way more down for it than the people that just arrived on the scene during the 64 version.
Exactly. And that's the problem. They spent this is a game I feel like they should have done last generation, because they spent an entire generation last generation accustomed, like getting everyone accustomed to, hey, Assassin's Creed is now the biggest game ever. Just just a stupid amount of time, a stupid amount of content, where it's just like hundreds and hundreds of hours of a game. Like, this is something they should have ended last generation with, to like ease people back into old Assassin's Creed. Would have been perfect. But Mike in the chat, appreciate you for stopping by. Lady Foxfire, what's going on? Appreciate you for stopping by as well. It is very much appreciated. But I mean, yeah, Assassin's Creed Mirage. I don't even know if I was ever excited for this. This is one of those games. Whenever all the Ubisoft games come out this year, whenever it's all out, and I sign up for Ubisoft Plus for like a month or two, that's when I'll play Mirage. That is when I'll play Mirage.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. Because I was just like, like the more these subscription services are coming out and they're putting like all their stuff in it, but there's no long-term contract with it like you'd get with like Dish Network or DirecTV or something like that. It's like these are like Netflix or HBO Plus or whatever you want to call it. HBO kind of like memberships, to where I'm seeing Assassin's Creed Mirage come on. I know they just recently dropped what's that? The Crew Motorfest.
Yeah, Motorfest.
And they may even have another game in there that I'm missing. Right
Avatar,
now.
Frontiers of Pandora comes out this year.
Oh, okay. So that's what I've been waiting for the third one to drop. So once Avatar drops, I'm getting that service and I'm trying all three of those games in December.
Yep.
That's my plan, is like, because do we have a specific date for Avatar yet?
I believe it's, I don't know the exact date. I'll look it up. I believe it's early December is when Avatar launches. Nikita Percy, what's up? Appreciate you for stopping by. Avatar,
Nikita.
Frontiers of Pandora release date is December 7th, 2023.
Perfect. So it sounds like December 7th or 8th, I'll be getting the Ubisoft Plus program, which I think is not the best subscription service. I'm still like, to this day, I still think it costs way too much.
Yeah, it does. It does.
I personally still think that. But I tell you what, if after a month of me having that service, I'm loving one or two of those games, then sure, I gave them an extra $20. But I also possibly saved myself, because if I don't like any of these games, then I didn't spend like $140 to $210 before tax.
Yep.
So it's just like, I'll take the taster for $20, please.
Exactly.
First.
Exactly.
Give it a little try, because I already know Motorfest is pretty good. I played the trial of it and I enjoyed what I played.
I need to try the trial.
I wasn't like so in need of this, because it's just like, why am I gonna step way out of my way to buy this game when I can just play Forza?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. it's a hard sell to get me to buy that for 70 when I got Forza and all the DLC. You know,
Yep.
not really sure about all that. Although the Crew Motorfest is way better than the Crew 2.
Oh.
Way better. It's in a different league. Like,
Thank God.
I remember me, Matt, and Bill
Yeah.
all got the Crew 2 because they were talking about the
Next gen
refresh or
update. The next gen
the
update.
next gen update, and that next gen update actually made the game look worse than it did before. And maybe
Yep.
they fixed it by now, but they lost me right then and there. I was just like, how y'all do that after
Yep.
selling me the game on sale with this like big old billboard saying next gen update coming soon and stuff like that. So yeah, I was a little hot about that. So I pretty much signed off the Crew. But Motorfest came, K Mega told me it was pretty nice. Hopped on and played it myself. Still feels a little arcadey, but it's just so much more butter smooth. The different types of racing is really interesting. I like that they have the Formula series in there as well. That was pretty fun to do. Having the old school to the new school to the top-notch racing cars, to four by four racing. I thought it was just, I mean, like I said, it was very much Horizon-like, but a little bit more opened up. Not as precise as Forza with their cars and stuff like that, but definitely, dare I say, a little bit more fun because they have a little aspect that Forza doesn't in their races. They do have the rewind like Forza does, copycat, copycat, copycat. But one thing that they did add that Forza doesn't have that I've wished they would put into their goddamn games, which I understand might kind of then break the immersion of the reality of what the car can do, right?
Yeah.
And that's nitrous. That's nitrous.
Oh yeah. That would be
nitrous.
nice.
And I tell you what, that nitrous in this in this the Crew Motorfest, it is nice to have. It feels like a blend between Need for Speed, Unbound, with Forza Horizon. It's a pretty good mash right there, and I like it. But yeah, I'm mostly trying out this Ubisoft thing for Assassin's Creed Mirage and Pandora.
Yeah.
The
Avatar.
Avatar game. Yeah.
Yep.
Go ahead and take it away. What are you thinking?
I mean, I'm right there with you. I'll be getting that at the end of the year. I saw Nikita Percy asked, "What are our thoughts on Forza Motorsport reviews?" I mean, we talked about it a little bit earlier, but I mean, in short, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. It's kind of what you expect for motorsport. Normally reviews in that range, so it is what it is. I'm interested to try it. I'm not doing early access though. I know she asked that as well. I'm not. I'm not in a rush to pull myself away from Starfield and Cyberpunk right now. I'm in no rush. But in terms of just Assassin's Creed Mirage and everything, Ubisoft, I still need to try. Motorfest. I kind of forgot they had the trial until you said that, so I need to do that. Oh, Dusty, what's up in the chat? I didn't even see you, bud. What's going on? But yeah, I need to try the trial for Motorfest, and I'm definitely gonna try Mirage. I'm gonna try it. I'm one of those weird people. I don't know if you could say rare, but I'm one of the weird people who prefer the new Assassin's Creed to old Assassin's Creed by a good amount. I've tried to go back, and maybe it's because I didn't play the old ones when they were hot, because I tried to go back and play them, and after playing Odyssey and Origins, I mean Valhalla to a much lesser extent, it's kind of hard for me to go back and enjoy those properly. But I'm looking forward to it. I'm gonna try all that stuff out. And I think there's another game by Ubisoft I want to try, and I can't remember what it is this year. Prince of Persia. Prince of Persia
Right. I forgot
launches
about
this
Prince of
month.
Persia.
Yeah, Mike in the chat says he just wants there to be more focus. Valhalla was painful for me. Valhalla stunk because it was like out of every setting for the new Assassin's Creeds, it was the coolest setting, but it was just I don't it didn't like the story didn't grab me the same way Origins, definitely not the same way Odyssey grabbed me. So it's like I don't know. Valhalla I was really hyped for Valhalla because it seemed like such an easy home run. Uh I felt like everything I did was a minor side quest. Yes, it was that's a very good way to put it. I felt like that game was one big side quest. And some
What's that? Valhalla?
Valhalla.
Yeah.
Like there's just so much to do in it. It feels like you're never doing the main story. Even when you are sometimes. And that was a problem.
That was I mean that's my problem with the new versions of Assassin's Creed. Really, that's why. I mean, I personally like the older versions of Assassin's Creed, but here's the weird thing. I think the new version of Assassin's Creed is more fun.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
That does make sense.
I
That
like the
does.
older version because it's more direct and to the point.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't try to give you this wild, immense amount of land and say, here it is, just go do stuff and, run into stuff and whatever. Like,
Yeah.
like that's the new one to me. The old one is like, this is the motherfucker right here, and you need to kill him. Don't get caught.
Yeah.
Or like very direct to the point, so it helped kind of make the story flow really nicely. That's the reason I liked it. But I mean, those big battles of hacking and slashing and kicking people off of freaking mountainsides, and I can't lie, that's more fun. The new version is more fun. It's just the old version. If you want the story and you want to, feel like, you doing some espionage type shit, like, there it is.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really interested. I know we're not going to hear about it for a long time probably. But I remember whenever they showed Mirage the first time, they also talked about Assassin's Creed. I forget the name they used for it. I don't know if it was the official name for it or not, but it was Assassin's Creed set in feudal Japan, and it's with the new style formula. It's basically Ghost of Tsushima. And I'm very interested in that. I'm incredibly interested in that. But God knows when that's ever gonna come out. That might not come till next gen. Who knows at this point? But I'm excited. I'm excited to try out Mirage. I'm interested to see, if it can get me into the old style formula of Assassin's Creed because I haven't been able to get into it. I've tried and it just I don't know. Doesn't hit for me. But that's Ubisoft. That's everything fun happening over there. But there is
And
some news that
what, Matt? I
what's
tell
that?
you what. I'm just sitting here watching your gameplay of Starfield, and I mean, they need to clearly add an update like battering ram,
Oh yeah, right.
because you're running into every ship.
Yes, I'm gunning it.
You'll
I'm boosting into
you'll be
ships.
you'll be freaking doing the aim thing, and it slows down like in Fallout and shows you what you're aiming at, and you're just like you're shooting it, and then I realize this target is really close, and then it gets out of the target system, and you're just slammed up against it like a fucking T-bone. I'm just like, God damn, man. And then you just go slam into a meteor.
yeah.
And I'm just like, this man needs a goddamn battering ram on the front of his ship. This thing is getting beat up for no reason.
Dude, let's get that, honestly. That's something, I'm sure somebody's working on a mod for that, but we need to get that on console ASAP because that would be amazing. I just put spikes on the front of my ship and just screw people up, dude. Just obliterate people.
Just stick them.
Shank them. But yeah, there's the big news for this week that I really want to talk about is I'm sure you saw it, Ham. Naughty Dog layoffs. There's a whole bunch of things with Naughty Dog where there's layoffs and then but it's contractors, but then Naughty Dog's also like you're not getting severance pay and also don't tell anybody about this. And then that came out and then on top of that, it came out that Last of Us Factions is quote unquote on ice. Which, I guess that means just paused indefinitely. Development is paused indefinitely on Last of Us Factions, which I know. Wait, what are your thoughts on Last of Us Factions? Were you ever excited for it? Do you have any interest in it? Oh,
Absolutely not. Go put that back. Sorry about that.
you're fine.
He wants to put on her Halloween makeup, and it's not Halloween. So I
There
had
you
to let her
go.
know. I had to hashtag let her know.
I don't know.
But anyways, I'm sorry. What was? Can you re-ask that question?
Yeah. So I want to ask, what were you ever at any point excited or interested in Last of Us Factions?
Kinda, not really.
Kind of not
I mean,
really.
let's be real. Let's be real. What I thought Factions was gonna be was Warzone PS5 exclusive. That's what I thought it was gonna be, except with really cool, See, I imagine Factions would be something I'd have downloaded, but not play that much of, because it'd be
I
live service, and I'm not that into live service.
Yeah, I can get that. I get that.
I could see myself enjoying it if they had like a good amount of maps and really cool weapons, but I mean, Last of Us, let's be real. The actual game, when you're playing Last of Us, it's all about making it work with what you got, and what you got ain't a lot. Right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think I would end up really not liking that game because it'd remind me of PUBG.
Oh, okay.
Where I'm
Okay.
where I'm put in somewhere in the world. I have to go run and find a weapon. And I'm fighting with other people trying to just get a weapon.
Yeah.
I get a weapon, I kill a person, and I'm in like the circle gets smaller or something like that. Like I just you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like to me, like it sounded cool for me to be able to hear other people enjoy it, like they enjoy Fortnite, which is another thing that I'm not going to call terrible, but I don't like. It's clearly good because it gets high rating, or it's highly acclaimed. It's people spend money on it all the freaking time.
Yeah.
So like I can't stand up here and say it's a bad game if millions of people love it and are spending hand over fist, and here they are raising prices, right? And
Mm-hmm.
all we hear is that they're raising prices. I don't hear anybody screaming about it, mad about it, going crazy about it. I know
Yep.
Fortnite isn't making as much as they did before, but what do you expect? It's an accident that they even made that game in the first place.
Exactly.
like what they're getting is miles above what they ever thought they'd get out of it.
Yeah.
So But with the Last of Us factions, like, it's just wild that they put this much time into it and are like essentially nowhere with it. It's it's being said that it's put on ice or whatever, which
Mhm.
we all know means it may not, or at least we translate it as it's not exactly canceled, but it's not gonna come out until they can fucking get a fucking grip, right?
Yeah.
They clearly just can't get a grip, but you know that The Last of Us is far from over. So at some point, I'm sure they'll do something. But what they pretty much said is, don't expect that shit anytime soon.
Yeah. And this had me
Especially since they're moving towards PC. Especially since they're moving
Mhm.
towards PC as well. Now they got to configure for that, and they don't even have a foundation completely set.
Yep.
And and one of the main reasons that they did this is, in my opinion, this is what I heard. I don't know how real it is, but I kind of believe it. Bungie was like, "How are you gonna monetize this long time?
Yeah.
Like, how are you gonna keep this thing alive? Like, sure, you could come out with a map and give people the option to do it. I'm sure they figured out that part, but how do you keep this maintained, keep it fresh, keep it new, keep it interesting? Like, I just described PUBG to you in the Last of Us universe. It's been there and done that by other people as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I I feel this hurts specifically for me because like Naughty Dog is my favorite PlayStation developer by a good margin too, by a pretty good margin. Like Insomniac's great, but just the games Naughty Dog makes, they're my favorite. Uh, to see that we're probably not gonna get a game from Naughty Dog until like maybe early next gen, maybe middle of next gen. Like who knows? Because if they've been spending all their time making this, and then it's on ice, and then they're like, okay, well let's spin up something new, then God knows how long that's gonna take. I mean, especially Naughty Dog being Naughty Dog, they like to make things as as quality as they possibly can. It's gonna be a while before we see their next game if this one is truly on ice. Nikita Percy asked an interesting question. There is more to this topic, but I want to bring this up. She said, "Do you guys think that Starfield and Forza scored lower because it's Xbox?" And I want to pass that question to you first, Ham.
Oh, duh. Absolutely. I mean, there's no sidestepping with me on this one. I'm not gonna say, oh, kinda, maybe. No, I 100% think that if both of these games were third party or something like that, maybe not so much on Forza,
Oh, I'm
um,
sorry, Nikita. I'm sorry.
but
Yeah,
uh, but oh well, I mean, my cousin's wife's name is Nikita. I didn't know that name went both directions, so that's interesting for me.
it
That's cool.
is.
That's
That's
cool though.
it's.
I mean, I know a dude named Brittany, so I mean, it ain't
Yeah,
no thing, you know.
yeah,
So I mean, you turn on the NFL, you see all sorts of names. I tell you that much.
yeah,
But anyways, yeah, Forza seems pretty normal, to be honest. One thing I want to add to it is it's not just Xbox, it's just kind of today's type of review. Really, because I feel like every time we have a new generation, people expect the universe and are surprised to find out that they're just experiencing the world that they know.
yeah,
Right? They expect to be tapped in. When you get this $500 device, you're expecting it to fucking like do a backflip over a PC and like just give you some sort of experience that will just take your breath away. And like, to me, that's just kind of the way that marketing has set expectations for people.
Yeah.
So we see this stuff on the side of the boxes. Let's say stuff like 8K,
Mhm.
120. And then then developers get surprised when people are like, this isn't as good as I thought it'd be. You know?
Yeah.
It's kind of like, well, your platform maker set a bad precedent. Instead of saying higher textures than before in 4K and then surprising people and saying faster frame rates, 60 and above, possibly, then you're kind of setting or a 30, 60 and up to 120 just to give people an idea, but people don't want to do that. They just want to use the main buzz that'll get you out of your seat and be like, what?
Yeah.
And go to the store and go buy it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they're looking for. And I mean, hell, I don't blame them, because if you don't do that, then the other person's gonna sell, right? Because they will do it.
Yeah.
So it's a constant bullshit race between everybody. But yeah, I mean, I believe there is an Xbox tax. I do believe that there is an Xbox tax, absolutely. But there's also kind of this expectation tag.
Yeah.
That's put on it as well, which is easily seen. Like, in my opinion, this Forza will probably be better than 7 by leaps in many different ways, right? But it scores lower than 7. Horizon Forbidden West, to me, was better than Horizon Zero Dawn, in my opinion. Maybe not the story, but at least the playing, the way it played, the way it felt when you're in there.
Mm-hmm.
But it got a lesser score than before. There are plenty of games that are better the second time and get a lesser score than the first one, just for whatever reason,
I think you brought up a really good point, and I totally agree with it. I just don't think games are rated the way they used to be rated. And you literally just said plenty of games get a sequel that is better, but scores lower. Halo 2. Halo 2 is an infinitely better game than Halo C, and Halo C is great, but Halo 2 is just better. Halo 3 is the best. Halo 2 scored less than Halo CE. Halo 3 scored less than Halo 2. Halo 3 is the best of those three. And that was 2007. So you see the way games were rated different just between 2001 to 2007, let alone here we are in 2023, where, I mean, shit, dude. You imagine a game as big as Starfield being released in the mid 2000s. People would have lost their mind. Nobody would even know what to do with that. You'd have no idea where you'd even begin, how to review this game. I feel like the way we review games is different, and I do think that it is a little bit to do with being on Xbox. Like Starfield specifically, for example, there's no way on earth, and I love Fallout 4. Love it. I spent hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours in Fallout 4. There's no way on earth that Starfield is worse than Fallout 4. There just isn't. That doesn't exist. That's not a reality in which we live in. So, but then you get on Metacritic, and Metacritic will tell you that, hey, Starfield's worse than Fallout 4. No, it's not. You even got this, what was it, like last week, the big buzz was, oh, it's officially rated lower than Fallout 76 on Steam. What? How? Why? It's not worse than Fallout 76, so what can the reason be? I feel like if Starfield was released everywhere on every platform and we all played it the way we play any Bethesda game leading up to this, before this acquisition, it would have rated this game probably rates about a 90. I don't think it beats Skyrim. I do not think that. But I think it definitely beats Fallout 4. And it's right in between Fallout and maybe Oblivion. It's around a 90 on Metacritic. But, it's exclusive. There's more pressure, quote unquote. Pressure or bias, whichever way you want to look at it. There's more of that to contend with. And it's unfortunate, but, listen, Starfield's great. I'm sure Motorsport's great. I'll find out in a few days once it comes out. Once it comes out the 10th. So it's like, yeah, I'll be playing it on the 10th. I'll make my own decision then. But I've got no doubt that the game is going to be fun. I'm actually excited for a sim racer for the first time since like GT4. So, I mean, I'm excited. I'm excited. It's an exciting time for Xbox. And, next year's only going to be even more exciting. Because there's all the stuff that we know about and there's all the stuff that we don't know about for next year. So, it's going to be a fun time. And this is a really good start to this whole new era of Xbox. It's a late start. It's a late start, but it's a really damn good one. So, there's a lot to look forward to. But yeah, there's definitely an Xbox bias. Xbox has to do things a little bit better. I don't even know if they have to do it better. Maybe just more consistently. They have to prove that they can
consistently. That's all it is. At the end of the day, is like it's okay to have a bad game every couple of years, or even if it's once a year, as long as you have other things to make it up, like 3 other things to make it up, like Xbox is currently doing with Hi-Fi Rush, Forza and Starfield to make up for Redfall's blunder, right?
Yes.
But like it's just like as long as there's not another year to where it's just like flat out just nothing. Just or like the sense of what it feels like nothing to like really get excited about. Like it's cool that you have Pentiment. It's cool that you got third-party games in Game Pass. But, like, there are certain movies that make the theater, and there are certain movies that go straight onto TV.
Yeah.
Or go straight to Netflix and stuff like that. And, most of those games in 2022 were that.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't like to admit it on the Xbox side, but that's the reality of what it was.
100%. 100%. And look, no shade to Pentiment. For the people that like that game, that's an amazing game. You look at the reviews, and the people who like that love that game. It's apparently amazing. But it's like that's not the general appeal game. That's not the game that's going to shift perception about your platform. You look at a game like Starfield, like Starfield scores lower than Pentiment, but Starfield shifts perception about your platform more than Pentiment ever could. And that's just the way it is. Nikita says, imagine Resident Evil 4 remake being Xbox exclusive. That would be huge. That's something, I'm going to ask that. I know we've talked about this too before. I don't think we've talked about it for a while though. Do you think that Xbox should be pursuing deals like that more often? Considering what we know now, like, Phil says, a game every quarter, big game every quarter. Do you think that they should be pursuing, alongside a big game every quarter, deals like, for example, Resident Evil 4 being exclusive?
Sure, it would be cool, but I'm more of focusing like I don't really care if it's exclusive as much as I would just, it's on PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo, or just PlayStation and Xbox at the same time. But it's in Game Pass over here.
Yes. Glad you said it.
Good enough for me. I don't really care if it's I mean, like Lies for P, for instance,
Yeah.
doesn't bother me that it's over on PlayStation, not one bit. But you
Mm-hmm.
know what? It's in Game Pass, and I don't have to go run out and buy it or do anything, or I can wait until I'm just ready to play it. There's no rush for me to do that, and plus, there's other games that are being provided there that I can definitely try out and have a good time with. So as
Yeah.
long, I mean, the exclusivity thing to me, I'm enjoying that Xbox is kind of dead in that shit, and they're
Yeah.
saying that instead of you caring about exclusives, once you care about what you got access to.
100%. That's a really good point that I'm glad you brought up. I I don't care about timed exclusives anymore. Especially like once we get to next year and we're actually getting like a game every quarter. A timed exclusive, like it's cool, it's a talking point, I guess, but it's not as important to me as, high on life launches in Game Pass, like Plague Tale Requiem launches in Game Pass. Like those games are everywhere, but they they launch in Game Pass. I'm not gonna play a game. I'm not gonna buy a game on PlayStation when Xbox is my preferred platform and the game I want is launching in Game Pass. And the thing is, Xbox knows that, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why you're not gonna see, you know, like something like Resident Evil 4 remake. Oh, it's exclusive to Xbox because it's like
They
they,
could. They
yeah, they
could
could.
though. I mean, I I feel like Hi-Fi Rush or not Hi-Fi Rush. God damn
High
it!
on
I
Life.
did the same thing you did. I feel like High on Life did exactly that. They were exclusive and on Game Pass. So I mean,
Ooh, was
I
it
think
timed
that could,
exclusive?
yeah,
Wow, I completely forgot about that. That's interesting. I'm sorry. Continue.
yeah, buddy.
Continue.
Yeah. To where they could just do both of them at the same time.
Hmm.
Then I think that would be a significant dub for Xbox and kind of a slap in the face to like Sony or whatever.
Hmm. Yeah.
I mean, clearly that's what they kind of want to do. I just don't know if I just personally don't really care as long as I get what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So as long as I mean it's good for Xbox in that sense. Not so much great for me. The only time it's great for me is as long as I have access to it. Then it's great.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%. Oh, Bill. Bill's in the chat. Oh my God. What's up? What's up, Amir? How you doing, bud? Oh my God. It's always exciting seeing Bill in the chat because I'm never used to it, even when he consistently does it. I don't know why. It's weird seeing Bill in the chat, but it's much appreciated. Uh, but I guess getting back. Oh wait, what's up? Call me by my government name, bro. Call me by my government name. I'm scared. I'm gonna start calling you Amir. Your name's not Bill anymore. It's Amir. I'm gonna call you Amir now. But but getting back to Naughty Dog and everything, you also saw about the layoffs, right? I believe it wasn't like a massive
No, it
layoff or
wasn't
anything.
crazy.
It's like 25 people or something, I think it was.
Something like that, 25, 35, something like that.
Yeah. But it's mostly contractors. In fact, I think it might have been all contractors. So it's not like, they're just slashing their employee base or anything, but it's just getting rid of contractors. The thing that really made the news or made it more spicy was the fact that you're not getting severance, and then they're also being told, yeah, don't talk about this. Like, don't even talk about this kind of thing, which I
Right.
thought that was a little weird. What are your opinions on Naughty Dog trying to keep it on the low?
Um, I mean, it's normal business practice to keep it on the low and to ask of that, but as as an employee, I was like, fuck that. Like,
Right?
I'm like, like Like, come on now. Like, sure, I won't tell him who said it.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at on it. I'm just like, oh, I'll keep quiet. I'll keep my name out their mouth, but I ain't keeping y'all's name out of the mouth. I mean, y'all literally putting a brother on the street, and maybe you'll write a awesome. You know what? That's exactly why I'd keep my name out of it. So you can write me a glowing recommendation,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yep.
Because you ain't giving me no money, but
That's the
people are
least you
gonna
can do.
know. But people are gonna know to watch out for y'all,
Mm-hmm.
right? I mean, I'm not gonna let my other brothers and sisters within gaming fall into this trap. But at the
Yep.
same time, I'm wondering like what kind of contracted stuff was this? Is this like contracted in the sense of like I don't know if they have some type of thing within gaming, which I doubt that they have. But you know how us normal folks have like that office or something somewhere where you go get a job and you're a temp.
Oh yeah.
You're temp working.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'm not sure if they were hired on as, temp workers, which I doubt. I'm sure they were hired and said, "Welcome to Naughty Dog. You work for Naughty Dog. Here's your contract with us at Naughty
Naughty dog.
Dog." Because when you do those temp worker things, you're signing on with the temp service, and then they're issuing you to work at these other places, and then you sign whatever like hazard and stuff like that, whatever things for that job, sure, but you're technically working for the temp service until you get what's called hired on. So
Yeah.
then you're out of the temp service. You know what I'm saying? Then you can actually be part of the union. But see, I don't think it was like that. I think they actually had like, you're really actually working here. You're doing your thing here with us,
Yeah.
and all of a sudden you don't got a paycheck, you ain't got no severance, and you gotta look for a job. That's rough.
Yeah, that's the thing that kind of seems to be rubbing people the wrong way online is like, yeah, it's normal to be like, yeah, maybe keep this on the wraps and everything. Don't go telling everybody, but like normally there, I would imagine, shouldn't there be some sort of like, yo, here's some money, we appreciate it. Don't go running your mouth about it. Like, but just to be like, yo, you're out of here. Don't tell anybody. You're not getting shit from us. Just kind of seems like, damn. Bill
Right? Kind of
says
like a slap in the face. Like
exactly.
you're kind of told to kind of just go, just deal with it.
Yeah,
Just deal with it.
just deal with it. And here's no money from us. Here's nothing. Just go. It's like what? I mean, give me something. I don't know. Bill in the chat says he's disappointed with Naughty Dog. It was his favorite PlayStation studio before this gen, and they're going out sad. All that time and resources likely wasted on dead factions. He says, I just don't understand how Insomniac can maintain their output, but Naughty Dog can't. I know Insomniac games are smaller, but damn, it's. I mean, yeah, I like Insomniac's just on a different planet. I don't know what they're giving the developers at Insomniac. I don't know what they're doing, but they're not on Earth. Like they're on a whole other planet in terms of development. They're like their cycle, their release cadence is nuts. It's insane. They're trying to have, I think Wolverine was originally like rumored for 2024. We'll see if they hit that. I highly doubt it, but God, if they hit 2024 for Wolverine after releasing Spider-Man 2 in 2023, then I mean, Jesus, I don't even know what to say at that point if they do that. Nikita asked, "Do you think Factions is ever coming out, or if it's dead?" I mean, the term they used is on ice, and that, you know, I think Ham brought up a good point where it's like it's Last of Us. I don't think anything Last of Us related is ever dead, like technically, but I feel like this is as close to dead as it can possibly be without being dead. I feel like we're not going to see it for a long time. I feel like that will definitely be the case. Um, and I kind of explained earlier. This is a bummer for me because I mean, not Ham, but Bill mentioned it. Like it was his favorite studio, Naughty Dog, before this generation. Naughty Dog is still my favorite PlayStation studio, and it's just kind of a bummer. You know, like I wasn't the biggest factions fan on Last of Us One. In fact, I never really tried it. But the idea of Last of Us 2's gameplay put into a multiplayer setting just seems awesome. So I was excited for it, and to hear that, it is where it is. And this is after the news of like, Bungie apparently going in there and being like, guys, this isn't it. This really isn't it. And just kind of, I guess, making them question the whole process of it. I don't know. It doesn't instill a whole lot of confidence, and it also makes me wonder: did they have anything cooking besides factions? Like, was there anything? Was like Neil? I can't imagine Neil Druckmann was entirely on factions. Like, I'd imagine Neil Druckmann was doing his own project, and then this factions team was working on factions. But uh, Dusty says, "I see what you did there, Matt. I get it because it's Last of Us, the Undead." Honestly, Dusty, I wasn't even. Look, I'm going to pretend that I was doing that. I am clever. I was doing that. And I appreciate you for understanding it, honestly.
What do you think that you did?
He said, I see what you did there, Matt. I get it. Because it's Last of Us, the Undead. It's never dead. And I was like, that's not what I was doing, but I appreciate it. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I don't think that's what you did.
Bill says, I do appreciate Bungie being honest, because otherwise we get garbage. And yeah, like you appreciate Bungie for going in there and honestly looking at the game and giving their honest opinion on it. But if that really did happen, then it's like, I don't know when we're seeing not just factions, but anything Naughty Dog related. I don't think we're going to see a Naughty Dog game this generation. Besides, we got the Part 1 remake, and then Uncharted 4, the collection or whatever. I forget what the name of the collection was, but with Uncharted 4 and Lost Legacy. Outside of that, I don't think we're seeing anything Naughty Dog this generation.
I think you're wrong.
I hope I'm wrong. What do you think we're seeing?
I think we're seeing something Last of Us related in a few years.
Okay. Like a story continuation?
Yeah. Or
dude,
like
I would
maybe
love
a
that.
different piece. Or yeah, like either a continuation from one of the people that we know already, or maybe a start from like a different part of the world that is there, I just don't think that. I don't think Naughty Dog like I respect what like the quality that they put into their games and everything like that. And I think that they're not gonna let this PS5 generation beat them. No, I think they're gonna come out with some.
Dude, I would love it.
It's not gonna be Uncharted, I don't think at all.
No, I think they're done with that.
But I think it's gonna be something Last of Us. I think they're gonna definitely want to take advantage and be ahead of the TV series, or at least be just one step ahead of it for one more season, and then maybe be, parity with it going forward. But I don't think we're at a situation where Naughty Dog is not going to put out anything the rest of this generation. I just don't believe it, especially if was the Herman Hulse got done saying what he was saying about being happy with what he was seeing at Santa Monica.
Yeah.
Keep in mind they've been saying that they're working on another Naughty Dog game for a little bit. They just were mostly focused on Faction. Well, now Faction isn't the most thing to be focused on. So now I think that they are getting ready to drop something with that within the next few years in that world.
Yeah.
Whether they slap something together sooner than anticipated and it not be as good is another question.
Yeah. Bill says they need to go the Insomniac route and give us a smaller Abby story. Listen, I would love that. You know what else I'd love? I'd love if they were to give us a story or give Henry and Sam their own game. I would. That would be awesome. But you know, there's a lot of things they could do in that world because there's a lot of characters. Like there's a very good amount of characters in that world, plus characters that we don't even know about and everything. They just make new characters if they wanted to. But like, there's so many routes they could take with Last of Us that don't have to be Ellie, and also don't even have to be Abby. Like they could go wherever they could focus on what's her name, Dina. After she left Ellie.
Right.
Like they could do that. Like there's so much they could do.
That'd be it. That'd be hella interesting to see what she did with the kid.
Exactly. I'd be down for that. I mean, it would be interesting. I do hope I got my fingers crossed that we do see something from Naughty Dog. And, you know, I don't know. I just feel like, I don't know. This news just got me bummed out. I feel like that's the thing. It just got me bummed out. Where, I mean, Naughty Dog's like my favorite, and it's just this whole thing, just like the layoffs, which is like, you know, layoffs happen, it stinks, but then on top of that, it's like, the multiplayer is on ice, and it's like, okay, well then that means you got to shift all those developers to the thing that you're working on, and God knows when we'll get the thing that you were working on beside it, so who knows. But right now, Insomniac is kind of, they just keep carrying the PlayStation. They just keep carrying it. I don't know when they plan to stop, if ever, but they just keep cranking out games. It's pretty impressive. It is pretty impressive. But I'm trying to think here. Let me see. Thought I had one more topic to get to. While I'm looking for that, was there anything you wanted to talk about, bring up on the show today, Ham?
Let's see. Not in particular. I tell you what, Cocoon is a game you shouldn't sleep on.
Have you played it?
Yeah, a little bit of it.
What kind of game is it? You said it was a puzzle game?
Yeah, so it's kind of like, I mean, there's battles in it, but it's very much kind of like puzzly. Like you're kind of putting stuff together, getting in, and like say you have to move something, right, from one place to another. You have to kind of maybe go down a little section, put the thing that you're trying to move into a mechanism that will open a door, but then you have to figure out another way back to it to be able to pick it back up to continue on down the level.
You know what that sounds like to me? There's a game that I bought called Entropy Center, and it's a lot of that, where it's moving things to put on a mechanism to unlock a door that you have to then move the thing after you've moved past it. It's a lot of that, and it's actually really fun. I highly recommend that game. But if it's like that, then I will definitely check that out. And that is in Game Pass, right?
Right. I'm not gonna lie. I'm only able to tell you this because I've been playing it for like the last 20 minutes.
That's fun. Don't
I've
worry
been
about
playing it
that.
for like the last 20 minutes, and right now I'm in a boss fight, and it's pretty neat because like it's like this. It's like this sort of like monarch
Mhm.
type of or bumblebee-ish thing, and it's like it like leaves trails of like things that are trying to kill you or whatnot, or that kind of like leaves you in like kind of a smaller place, so you kind of want to go around the edges, so it cuts off the least amount of level for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So then you have a bigger space to kind of evade. Um, and then these little things like creep up under the ground, and you have to pick them up and throw them within the um area of effect to hurt it. And I'm assuming you have to do that like 3 times or something like that, like Mario style, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure I'm assuming because I just did it twice now, and I'm assuming I got one more to go until it's like knocked out. But it's pretty neat how they added boss fights to a game like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because
It's
usually
not,
it's just like move one thing to the next thing to the next thing, and then it unlocks, and then you get a different type of puzzle and a different type of puzzle. But this one has a little bit of boss fights in it, which is kind of nice. I also wanted to throw out that meta quest thing is looking more interesting and more interesting. And
is there news on it?
uh, I mean, really, with that whole like Game Pass being added to it, it's just really
Mm-hmm.
interesting to me. And one thing
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of point out is this type of stuff is why they don't want to, but also should make the PlayStation VR 2 compatible with PC.
Oh yeah.
This is also why they don't want to do it, right? Because they don't want you to use the PlayStation VR 2 to play Game Pass games on.
Yeah.
They don't want you to do that, but it's like I see what Xbox did, right? They're like, yo, we're not gonna make a device for VR.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna let somebody else do it, and we're gonna put our platform on it. And maybe someday somebody will put a native platform on there for us. Maybe it might be Meta in the future. Maybe they might put an actual Game Pass, or better yet, because it doesn't. Let me take that back. They don't have to do that. They don't really have to do that if you're able to if you have a PC. If you have a PC, they don't have to do that. You just have to have the game be able to run on your PC, and then like Microsoft Flight Sim, I can play that VR native, no problem.
Yeah.
Same with Squadrons. They just need to Xbox just would need to have to make more games VR accessible for PC to be able to do that. It would be cool to have some sort of native download for a game, but at the same time, I just for something like a Quest. I mean, you don't even do native downloads for the PlayStation VR. That has to play through the PlayStation.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
So I have a quick
So
question
yeah,
for
what's up?
the MetaQuest and Game Pass, like the app or the thing inside of MetaQuest. Is it for MetaQuest 2 and 3, or is it just for MetaQuest 3?
No, it's for 2 and 3.
Hmm. So
It's for it's for 2, 3, and Pro.
I might end up, that might be something I grab for Christmas, is the MetaQuest 2. I might grab that because that looks really interesting, honestly. So I'm down for that. I'm sorry I cut you off,
They're
but
gonna be flying off the shelves too, man, because not only is that going to be available for that? But also with the Meta Quest 3 being like double the price, people
Yeah.
are going to want to get the cheaper one. You
Yeah.
know, people are
Yep.
going to one, and then sure, the Meta Quest 3 will catch up at some point, or maybe it won't. But that cheaper price one, and for what it can do, and if it can still provide, which to me is amazing that they're being able to put like Game Pass on there, on the previous versions, right?
Exactly.
They're support. And in fact, Mike let me know this a little while ago. Shout out to Hard Days Mike. He let me know that and I actually confirmed it and seen it for myself. And I think K Mega even said something to me not that long ago about it, even. Maybe not. K Mega doesn't really know too much about VRs. But I know we've been talking about it a little bit, so I was thinking maybe he did. But they increased, like like they overclocked it. They
Oh yeah.
overclocked in the new updates for the Oculus Quest 2. So that sucker is gonna be running even better than it was before, and I'm gonna be able to have Game Pass and shit on it. Like, let's fucking go.
Yeah,
I
dude.
mean, I'd ideally like to have the Meta Quest 3, just because it'll be able to keep up with all the new updates and stuff like that. But for right now, I have the Meta Quest, the Quest 2, and I'm definitely gonna try that out and give that a run for its money before. And also, this will also give me an opportunity to use it and really see if I even need to upgrade. You know what I mean? I might be as casual as they come with VR.
Yeah.
But it's really interesting for you because you're a person that doesn't even own one yet. And
Not
you're
yet.
looking at this like, now I got game. I mean, think about it. You can be laying in bed playing Starfield
Exactly.
on a big screen.
And that's where that gets really interesting, because once I saw the Game Pass thing, like that, once they ran that ad for it like last week or something, I was like, okay, like I had no interest in it. Once I saw that, I was like, okay, that's pretty interesting. That has
You
my
know what?
attention.
You know what else is kind of interesting is depending on how good mobile data continues to get.
Hmm.
Um, if you go on vacation, or say you go to the park and want to, do VR or whatever, you just want to go out in public, or you're somewhere else. That VR, you can still pull up Game Pass and stuff on it. Pull up
Yeah.
YouTube, pull up whatever you need on that sucker while you're gone. And my biggest problem with VR gaming was just game accessibility. For me, it was game accessibility that I want to play, and and just being able to chill. Like, you see all these VR games, and I mean that you're doing all this wild movement or like grabbing something off of your chest and stuff like that. I think that stuff is cool, but to me, it's still really niche. I
Yeah.
mostly like want to experience and get used to VR just chilling. Like, that's why I liked Flight Sim, because I was able just to chill and experience it instead of feeling like I'm in like a fucking gonna die situation, or I have to freaking move all over the room and be careful of my surroundings. Like, I mean, it'd be nice if I had a room that was like massive
Yeah.
and I didn't have to I didn't have to care about stuff like that. But first of all, I don't have the room like that, and second of all, when I play video games, I'm not trying to freaking run a mile.
I'm not trying to exercise when I'm playing video games.
No,
Yeah.
it'd be nice to do. It'd be nice as like a secondary thing in there, but I don't want my hobby that's supposed to be chill to not be so chill anymore. And that's the best that it can do with that headset. That's the best thing that it can do. Now I'll be able to chill with it and do more than just YouTube and chill. Now I can have a controller. I can have my Elite 2 in my hand and be playing Halo or Starfield or something like just whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't have to be attached to my PC, which is another plus.
Definitely. Yeah, dude, like that took me from not interested really at all to I'm considering getting a Meta Quest 2 for Christmas. I might treat myself to a Meta Quest 2 because that I'm definitely on board to have my games and Game Pass just like you said, like without having to be at my PC, at my Xbox, in bed, just in bed before I go to sleep, falling asleep in VR like a maniac. I mean, let's do that. Set it up. If you die in VR, you die in real life. One of those things. God. But yeah, I'm excited, man. I'm excited. When's the release date for the Quest 3? Do we know that yet?
I don't know that off the top of my head at all.
I'm gonna look it up. Meta Quest 3 release date.
That'd be something interesting to kind of figure out. I know they said that the whole Game Pass thing is going to be available at the end of the year, so it's definitely going to be before December.
Okay. The Quest 3 is now tipped to release on October 10th.
There you go.
A few days.
When Forza drops.
Oh, dude. Ah, man, imagine playing Forza on that. Imagine playing Forza on that. Oh, my God. That would be fantastic.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it.
I'm really interested because you know how GT7 is, right? So I'm really interested because you can do a whole car setup with Forza. I'm not too sure or I guess know or familiar with people playing Forza VR on PC. I'm interested in how many people do that type of stuff. I might actually look into watching some people because I'm sure it's possible and I'm sure it's been done, right?
Yeah.
But I'm interested in what that looks like or could possibly turn out to be with this. I mean, this seems pretty wild. With the specs that are currently in there, if you have it plugged into a PC, that'd be really nice with the whole car setup and whatnot. So I'll have to. I own 7. I might just download that tonight just to see if I can go into the options and see if there's a VR option in there. Better yet, I probably could just look it up on Google and figure it out quicker.
Yeah. But, I'm about to say there's a video of this guy playing Horizon 5 VR.
Yeah, but I'm looking. I personally would be more interested in
motorsport.
Because Horizon, you're all over the place. You're off of the ground, you know.
Yeah,
it's a little much. I don't want to be doing front flips in my car in VR. That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, I get that. I honestly didn't even consider flipping my car.
It.
No, dude, I'm all set.
I've done that plenty of times. I tell you, it's not the best experience.
There's a video. I'll send this video over to you. There's a video of this dude playing Motorsport 7 in VR using virtual desktop. Looks pretty decent, honestly. I'll send that over to you though. Let's see what's going on in chat. PS5 blows. I appreciate you for stopping by. I love you. Jim Ryan told shareholders that games are being delayed. Don't see Wolverine coming out anytime soon. Jim did not give shareholders good news. That might be one reason he's gone. Who knows? It could be. It could be. I mean, I don't think Wolverine's coming out in 2024. I know that was like the rumor,
It
but
was.
yeah, I just feel 2025, and I still, and honestly, I feel like even 2025 is kind of insane after putting out Spider-Man late 2023. But if anyone can do it, I feel like Insomniac can probably get it done. Uh, but yeah, as far as why Jim Ryan is gone, I don't think we're ever fully gonna know that. I feel like it's a mix of a lot of things. He probably was just tired of all of it, especially after going through what he went through, trying to get this deal blocked for the last, God, feels like a decade at this point, but it was like 2 years just trying to get that thing blocked. Going back and forth, flying back and forth literally to different countries to get this thing blocked, and then to have it end the way that it ended, he's gotta be tired. He's gotta be depleted. He's sick to his stomach. And I don't
Dead
blame
in the
him.
pool.
And I don't really blame him. But yeah, I mean that is the show, guys. That is the show. We can head right into outros. Ham, get us started. Where can they find you? Let them know what you're up to.
Yeah, definitely. You can find me HamSolo05 Gaming on Twitter, but check out me, Matt Likes Games here.
Yeah.
Cozy, Loke, and usually a guest on Fridays on my channel, which is TSWS Gaming. I do shows throughout the week except on Wednesdays because I'm here on Wednesdays.
Mm-hmm.
But Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, I do shows for the most part over there. Sometimes I'm on K Mega's channel as well, K Mega 405, on YouTube. But yeah, that's pretty much where you can find me. This week's show is supposed to be with Kareem Jovian, which is really interesting.
Oh
I'm
yeah,
ready to see what's going on with all that. But
yeah.
hopefully it's a good show. Hopefully it's a good show. I'm pretty excited for it.
Sure
But
it will
thanks
be.
again, Matt, for having me on the show today. It was a good time.
Definitely a good time. I said we're ending the show, and Tom in the chat says no, keep going. I'm almost there, and I damn
I'm
near
all set.
Jesus.
Let's get
Oh
out.
man. All right. As for myself, you can find me on Twitter at MattLikesGames. Obviously, you can find me here every Wednesday with Ham Solo doing this show, the Two Player Podcast. But I also do videos on Mondays and Fridays, 11 a.m. Eastern release time for all those videos. So look forward to that this week for Friday. And with that said, I mean, hey, that's it for me. That's it for Ham. We're out of here. Thank you for watching, and we will see y'all next week.